seems like 16. It seems like 16 missions isn't actually all that much, because I'm already 7 missions in, and it seems like all those additional missions for evolution and stuff, they add up to the formal count. So by the time you complete to 16, you probably have a couple of evolution missions, which are basically short as hell.
There's no turning back now.
I do not understand.
The Protoss will never forgive what I've done here. If my becoming human again eased their fears, well, I've given them new reasons to be afraid. But I'm not going to wait for them to come after me. I'll strike first.
Our Leviathan is able to travel to another world at your command.
I do like, in Kerrigan's case, how remorseless she seems to be, but I feel like in this game, I mean, a lot of it is done, like not all of her actions and not all of actions of anyone really done with any good intent, but it's not like Kerrigan is really what you would qualify, well, I mean in some ways, but a sociopath. She is more about survival of the fittest, which I feel under certain conditions is valid.
Our Leviathan is able to travel to another world at your command.
Yeah, I get it. Under certain situations, obviously, survival of the fittest is a valid option. Like, if you take current society, still a lot of people abide by that principle, but we have so many luxuries that we can care about most things than ourselves. But in her case, I mean, Protoss is killing stuff, and Protoss are warring with other Protoss. There are Dark Templars, there are a Menged faction, there is UED, there is Raynar, and whoever Raynar rebelled against, whoever Sons of Korhal rebelled against the regional. So there is a lot of self-interest going around. So with this much war, a lot of Kerrigan actions just become necessary for personal survival.
It is done. The Golden Armada will never know we were here.
I am glad that Protoss is no longer aboard our Leviathan. Her psionic presence was disturbing.
She died bravely, trying to save her friends.
Why do you care how the Protoss died?
I will kill anyone in my way. That doesn't mean I enjoy it.
Even Arcturus Mengsk, my queen? Will his death bring you no joy?
Stop talking, Isha.
Yeah, I feel like Blizzard are really going overboard with this emotional crap. I mean, it's not even that they are particularly bad writers or anything like that, it's just that you can't really write emotions well if you try to analyze them. The only way you can write emotions well as they are experienced. The minute you try to analyze emotions by asking direct questions like that, you will come off as an idiot no matter what, because the only way that the only people who are qualified to do that are psychologists, professional PhD holding, medical degree holding professionals, and not a writer or anyone else lesser qualified. You need metaphors, allegories, the whole 9 yards to really convey emotion through any non-scientific
is able
method.
to travel to another world at your command.
Placed parasite into Protoss host.
Yes. What about it?
Clever, lateral thinking. Protoss not able to be infested, but can still be host to foreign organism. Origins of parasite unknown.
I made it, Abathur. You're not the only one who can spin sequences.
Revelation will continue work. Roach strain ready for augmentation. Protoss research facilities discovered. Experiments within useful to evolve swarm. Must acquire. Destroy Protoss. Improve swarm. Planet Kantar. Concealed Protoss facility. Many Protoss specimens. Captive Scantipede is virulent parasite.
Well then, why don't we let it out to play?
Implants parasites into host. Erupt from corpse. Essence must be ours. Protoss must not destroy.
Alright.
Essence acquired. Roaches modified with parasitic sequence. Corpser strain implants roachling parasite. Erupts from enemy's corpse.
Push forward. Leave no survivors. Let the roachlings attack the enemy first.
I just feel how can anything surpass this in power? I don't even need to see the other upgrade.
Protoss destroyed. Scantipede essence secure. Planet Melis 4. Environment used to guide evolution. Microbial organisms reproduce within pools. Generations of roaches
nice
ordered to
jacuzzi.
consume. Most organs seize up, die. Survivors adapted, formed symbiotic bond with microbes. New strain, vile roach, ready for command.
I sense Protoss forces nearby. Let's see these new roaches in combat.
Vile strain, acid saliva coats enemy, slows movement, slows attacks.
Systems unresponsive. Focused.
Not to say that this is bad or anything, but obviously it's nowhere near as good. And you have to micro here as well to make it useful.
Additional roaches arriving now. Abominations! Difficult to move. Vile strain successful. Protoss eliminated. Must prepare sequences. Returning to evolution pit. Sequences ready for integration. Await decision. Evolution complete.
Alright. Time to travel, I guess.
SC2. What do you want?
Believe. Kerrigan, I have been to the beginning. Behold, Xeris, birthplace of the zerg. Here the zerg evolved. And here, the Dark One altered them. Those left behind are the primal zerg. They fight. They kill. Just as you must, if you survive.
Well, I got to say, first of all, I have no idea what the hell that means. Second of all, Primal Zergs, they just look so boring. Zerg was an exciting race. I mean, yeah, granted they were copied in many ways from Starship Troopers. But, I mean, the way they were applied, the way the whole units, I mean, they did take ideas from Starship Troopers, but they in many ways made them their own. Blizzard, that is, and the way primal zergs were designed and the way Zerus was designed, it just really boring and unexciting and generic, and yeah, many problems, and the fight, the whole cutscene. If you remember, in Wings of Liberty, there was a cutscene where Zeratul fought Kerrigan in her zerg form, and there was such a huge difference between this cutscene and the other cutscene. Maybe it's in some ways intentional, but when Kerrigan was Queen of Blades, Zeratul was the one jumping around like a fool, and Kerrigan was just standing there, totally chill. This absolute cool exterior and absolute confidence in the control of the situation. And back then, Zeratul was the one who cut off one of her wings, and now she was totally kicking his ass. The thing was that in the first cutscene, you could totally tell that she was way out of Zeratul's league, and that she was just completely indifferent towards whatever he's doing because he couldn't hurt her. I guess there might be some kind of parallel they're trying to draw here between those two events. Right, I guess before we jump into, I'm gonna cut here because it's already a pretty long video, and with all the missions we did, the evolve missions, and I'm gonna cut, then I'm gonna come back and do one of those, probably Char. That's our home world. Fuck this place, I don't know what it is. It's not our home world at all.